Hey folks, welcome back to the Dice Tower Preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at Harry Potter House Cup Competition. Harry Potter is brought to you by the Op. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 11 and up, and games range anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. Welcome to the start of another year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Lessons need to be learned, challenges completed, and classwork mastered. At the end of the year, the house that does the best will be awarded the House Cup. Over the course of 7 rounds, the students in your house will need to use knowledge and magic to level up their abilities in potions, defense against the dark arts, and charms classes. The player with the most points at the end of the game will be awarded the House Cup. So, let the competition begin. Alright, just a quick look at setup. This is a worker placement game, so you'll see in the middle of the board all the different spots the students can go and acquire new knowledge, level up, get new cards, and so forth. Everything is printed on the board, very clear, and the reference guide, if you have trouble with the icons, has a nice handy guide to show you what all the different icons mean. Really, really nice. I like reference cards in games. They did a nice job with this one. So on the main board, you'll place all the corresponding cards. You got your basic lessons, you got your advanced lessons, and then you have your challenges, easy and hard. Now, there are some worker placement spots that are randomized per game. Different areas, locations that you can travel to. There's several different card types that can be placed out. You will place a single card of each of the types in the appropriate spots, and only flipping over the first one. Now, there's more cards obviously here than what you're going to be placing out, so each game has some variation to it for the different spots that will gain you bonuses and resources throughout the game. And speaking of which, all the different components in this game are really fantastic. The gems all relate back to a certain house, so your color goes with your house. And they're going to be placed as you gain points through the game into the hourglasses, the House Cup hourglass. Oh my gosh, this display is so cool. Dropping them in, super satisfying. And then you have these amazing levers. The levers are going to be placed on your student boards. These are going to be tracking the level you are in a particular class, going from potions to charms to defense against the dark arts, which is one of my favorites. And then you have your tokens for knowledge and magic. You're going to do all kinds of different things to help you acquire cards, finish challenges, and help you throughout the game do some of the different worker placement spots. So those are the basics here, and each player obviously is going to get their own house board and where you'll place your students. And all the characters and all the houses from the movies are here and reflected and very thematic to the movies. Now, every round of the game consists of 2 phases. You have classes and then challenges. And in the classes phase, you're going to be placing your students into Hogwarts or in some of the locations that are available. In Hogwarts, you have the professor's office, which is mostly about gaining magic. However, you do get some challenge cups here that you can get the advanced challenges. And then you can go to the library and gain knowledge. These are knowledge tokens that you're going to be using as resources. And then there's the classroom. Classroom is all about leveling up your particular characters, or your students, I should say, and giving them even more abilities so they can take on the challenges of the House Cup. Now, the thing here is that you have to get these challenge cards in order to do that. So if you go to the classroom, and we're going to take Harry to the defense against the dark arts, he's going to level up by 1 and then take one of the easy challenges. And you can look at this card and see what you're going to need to have for later in the challenge phase. You need to have the different abilities or different levels that it calls for in order to gain those victory points or bonuses at the bottom of the card. Now, you also have these lessons that you're doing, and on your turn, not only can you place a student in one of the worker placement locations, but you can also use one of these lesson cards. And they also require that you have levels. So in these 2 particular ones, you're going to have 2 levels of potion to gain 2 knowledge. Or you're going to have 2 levels of charm in order to gain 1 magic. Now, you're going to start at level 1 in all of these classes. So getting these level 2s is pretty quick. And these are just your basic lessons. And as you progress through the game, you're going to be gathering some of these advanced lessons, which are going to give you even more and more special resources and abilities as you move through the game, all towards getting more victory points than everybody else to get that House Cup. So in all those cards you gather, you're going to be looking for the specific icons to gather even more cards. So you're looking for like scrolls to get the advanced lessons. You're looking for an either or. It could be a flat parchment and a scroll that's going to give you a choice between basic or advanced lessons. So again, the handy reference guide for the icons really does help you decipher what the different cards are telling you as you move forward in this game. And the different locations that you can go to change things up dramatically, like I said before, and the new locations reveal themselves as you move through the years or the rounds. Going to 2, 4, and 6 will reveal new locations that you can use your students at. Now, it's important to note also that some of these locations require that you pay a cost in order to put a student there. So looking back at the classroom, you can see here we have to pay 2 knowledge and 1 magic to get this spot. And you can also tell that this is a coveted place because it's going to allow you to level up your subjects. And you can choose to level up 1 subject twice or split that level between 2 different ones. And you can see that throughout the game that these spots are going to come very quickly. Folks are going to go after those. And another reason to gather resources so you have opportunity here as well. And there's ways, again, to grab that first player mark as you move through the game, because then you get first dibs at all these different locations. And then we move to the challenge phase. And assuming you have a challenge card in your hand. If you don't, then you can't take part in this phase. But the first thing you do is grab all your students and bring them back to your player board. And if you do have a challenge card, then you have to look to what it requires. In the case of this one, you're trying to make the Quidditch team, which is really cool. You need 2 levels of potion, you need 2 levels of charm, and 3 levels of defense against the dark arts. Now, not any one student has to have these levels. You can actually share the load between all 3 of your students to have the appropriate number of levels in order to achieve this card. And at the bottom of the card, it will give you your bonuses. In this case, you get 20 points. And the crystals relate to 1 crystal equals 10 points. So in this case, you drop 2 crystals into your hourglass. Very satisfying, I must admit. And this card also provides the fact that it will give you 1 level. You get to level up 1 of your classes. So there's all kinds of different benefits on these challenge cards. And again, there's the easy or basic and the advanced or hard different challenges. And obviously, the harder they are, the bigger the reward. And during the challenge phase, you have the option of doing 2 easy challenges or 1 easy and 1 hard. And so you'll continue this way round after round doing classes and challenges until you get to that 7th round. And then you're going to calculate score. And for every gem that you have in your hourglass, each gem is worth 10 points. For every subject matter you have at a level 7, that gives you 10 points for each of those. And then for every pair of tokens you have, a magic and a knowledge, those are going to give you 10 points for each pair. And whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game is going to win the House Cup. All right, folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here is done and published. This game is ready to go, so keep an eye out for it. If you're a big Harry Potter fan, this game is going to be right up your alley. If you're not, there's definitely some basic worker placement stuff here and a good entry level into that world. But ultimately, folks, if this looks like a game that would be of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.